Brenton, the start again, obviously it wasn't what you wanted, probably cost you the game.
Yeah, it's a funny one because, I mean, we won 3 of the 4 quarters, not the first, but I still felt like Essendon were the better side on the night, and I do mean that. It felt like they beat us around the contest. Depends which stats you look at, but I know that, and we did really focus on the start. We knew that this was a side who, obviously with their off-field distractions, we couldn't allow them to get a sniff tonight, because we knew that would give them momentum and that would really get them rolling. So we spoke about it. It was a huge focus for us to start well, but we lost the first 4 centre bounces. They kicked goals almost every time they went inside forward 50 in the first quarter. So 7 straight to 2 goals 6. We had opportunities late in the first quarter. We just couldn't kick straight. But to the boys' credit, they really fought it out. I mean, we got within 9 points in the end, and at one stage, I think we were 6 goals down or 35 points or something, and then just, got back to 9. But that's small consolation. We don't take any points away with us tonight. Puts us back now 2 games out of the 8. But we've just got to focus now on just winning games of footy. I know we're going win-loss, win-loss. We've just got to win games of footy from here on in. Massive game for us next week with the showdown. Huge week in South Australia, obviously, for us. So we'll embrace that. We'll get ready for a big game of footy on Sunday.
How frustrating, though, that you're going win-loss? It's not since the last 7 weeks you've been in that mode.
Yeah, it's emotionally draining for our staff and players, because we want to be a good side. We want to be really pushing into that top 8. And, a few things didn't go our way tonight. When we were challenged early, we couldn't stand up to it. But as I said, the boys' credit, they just kept fighting. They wouldn't give up. Even when it looked like the game was lost, they just kept giving and giving. And we made some fundamental mistakes still. And that's, I think, the area that we need to keep addressing is the hitting targets under pressure. And we've talked about that a lot this year, is our kicking efficiency is poor in losses. And it just seemed that we turned it over tonight when we should be able to hit a target. And it's an area that we keep addressing at training, and we'll keep trying to find players who can handle the match intensity that's required.
Are you a good side, though? I mean, we think you're a good side, but you said you can't prove it so far.
We spoke about that tonight in our meeting with the players. We're a good side when we get an even contribution from the 22 players. But again, tonight, there was just too many players who didn't execute their role or who didn't really make a difference in the game. So Scotty Thompson was incredible tonight. I mean, 40 touches, 10 clearances. And he's been doing that for the last few weeks. He's really consistent in our wins and our losses. He's doing that. But there's unfortunately too many guys who, when we win, they play well. When we lose, we don't see enough of them. So we just keep pushing our young players to ensure that they're contributing for 4 quarters, not 3 quarters, 4 quarters. And it's happened too many times this year. We talked about it as a playing group that it's frustrating because every time there's an opportunity there, and I know Gold Coast won today, so that we still wouldn't have been in the 8, but what a great opportunity to beat a side who was around us on the ladder. And we did it last week against North Melbourne. We couldn't do it tonight against the Bombers, and full credit to them. They were the better side tonight.
Ben Howlett goal, did you think that might have touched the post?
Yeah, I mean, the replay showed that it hit the post, but I think they do. I think they'll probably review it, because I know, or we were told that they review. The official scorer or the score review person reviews every goal that's scored anyway. Our boys, I think, were pointing to the post, but I know that the players can't challenge the umpire. But I'm not sure. It bothered me for 2 seconds, honestly, and then we just got on with the next contest. So, and it didn't have an impact on the result. But yeah.
A few other umpiring decisions that last quarter that may have played danger, getting his head taken off down the forward line, then danger as well, not being paid a free in the centre. The Winderlick punch to Luke Brown not being spotted.
I'd never blame the umpires. It's a really hard job for them. They do a terrific job. They're always going to miss a couple. There was probably a few that we gave away that the umpires should have paid to Essendon as well. So, you'll never hear me complain about umpires. I think they do a fantastic job.
In terms of the sort of final 8 position, last round, last season, you might have had a chance to be playing in the final,
Yep.
and then it was taken away. You played like dead rubber against West Coast. I imagine that would have been feeling pretty gut-wrenching before playing that game. Do you have to sort of remind the players again of that sort of feeling that it could happen again this year because it's sort of fading away a little?
Yeah, I think sometimes, how do I say this? I think we sometimes confuse, we say that the players aren't trying, like that the effort's not there. That's never the case. It sometimes looks like that externally, that they're not trying tonight or they're not running but believe me, every player in the AFL, not just our team, they really give everything they've got in every match that they play. And sometimes it looks like they're not really trying as hard late in games or when it feels like it's lost. But what doesn't happen is, and it happened with us again tonight, is the effort was there, but the execution wasn't. Essendon were cleaner around the contest. We fumbled, we made mistakes, we had our hands on a few in marking contests and they just dropped. So when you get challenged physically and mentally, emotionally in games, the really good teams execute. The more we put our young players in those situations, like tonight, we've got to learn from that. And I'm really disappointed, and sometimes the emotion when you speak to the players in a meeting afterwards is you vent, you get angry, but the effort was there, the intensity was there, the execution at critical times wasn't. So the good sides, when it matters, they execute, and that's what we've got to keep working on.
So did you vent and get angry tonight?
Yes, I did. It's frustration though. Like it just sits here and you want to. But the players are the same. I mean, they're disappointed. They're gutted in the rooms. They know it's an opportunity missed. As I said, I admire the way that they fought the game out. But the start, when, as I said, Essendon, we couldn't allow them to just get a sniff, and we gave it to them, and they took full advantage of it.
How did that happen? How did it start when they bang?
We lost the first 4 centre clearances. When it's 4-on-4 in a controlled situation, we lose the first 4. So ball goes inside, their forward 50, we lose critical contest. We didn't win enough critical contests, but I asked the same question. How can you let that happen when it's such a focus for us? A couple of times, though, we actually won the first possession. Like, our clearance numbers are okay tonight. I think we actually won clearances. But we win the first possession, then we turn over the next possession either by hand or by foot, and Essendon did that better tonight. I thought they beat us comprehensively around the contest. So sort of that 10 to 30 metre band around the contest, they were sharper, they were cleaner. They were the better side tonight.
And the plan on Michael Hibberd too, he went right. Did you have Martin and Wright try to take him out a little bit? Or?
No, we didn't, not at the start, but then certainly when he started to heat up, what we did is we played 6 forwards ahead of the ball. So we were sending a forward up to stoppages, we were sending a forward up to try and get an advantage and win around the contest. But as you said, Hibberd was such a critical player for them tonight. He mopped up everything across half-back. He was involved in so many of their score chains too. So we spoke a lot about Hibberd before the game. He was an important player for them, and unfortunately we let him have it on his terms.
Just a quick word on Josh Jenkins.
Yeah, you said to drag him back in.
It's fantastic, yeah. Josh is still very much learning too, obviously with the basketball background, hasn't played a lot of footy. He still does some things in games which we sort of shake our heads. But to his credit, he hit the scoreboard tonight. He's got speed. That goal out of the centre bounce was pretty special. It's like Craig Bradley, you know. But for a ruckman, that's pretty special. It's sort of Nick Natanui style. But he's going to be a really important player for us. He's still very raw. He's inexperienced. He's leading our goal kicking this year. It's a great story. Going to be a good player for us.
Goal of the year?
I hope so. No, Eddie had that last week, I think. I think Eddie's got that covered.
And the showdown's even more important now.
Yeah, it is. We'll go home, back to the hotel tonight, fly back to Adelaide tomorrow. Certainly look through the review at areas that we can quickly improve and things that you can improve in a week. And there's things that we've been working on all season, so we'll keep doing them. There might be a couple of little adjustments we can make this week. Interested to see how a few of those players go in the State League game tomorrow. So we've got a few coming back from injury. So, and then we certainly get ready. This is a big game. Adelaide's home game, so it'll be a sellout. The place will be pumping. Obviously, our arch rivals who are sitting on top of the ladder, so we'll make sure we're ready.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.